Okie dokie, artichokes. Just about set up here. I am going to take us out of studio mode. There we are. Hi. So it's been a minute since I played this. Full disclosure, took an edible about 15 minutes ago, so that's gonna hopefully kick in at some point. If not, I have the rest of it. We'll see. So one of the girls hung herself, and then the game started over, and she was like written out of the story. And now I start out the game with this weird login screen. That's where we are. Also, hi, Eldritch Cody. I know you in particular were looking forward to this game. So. Collected 28% of data. Interesting. Is there music? Alright, well, there we go, we got music. Ah, God, it's so loud though. That's better. Okay. For me, at least. I hope it's, you know, alright for y'all, but... Pictures. Got wallpapers. Bunch of poems. Some compromising images. Ah, fuck me, that's right. I knew there was something I was forgetting. Thank you for that heads up. Stream music should also now be off. There are sometimes interesting things in the files section. Good to know. We'll check that out too. Hot second. Okay. Oh, and then promo. No new mail. Cool. Files. What's this? Bunch of code. Exception. Oh geez, I didn't break anything, did I? Hold on a sec, I can probably fix this, I think. Actually, you know what? This would probably be a lot easier if I just deleted her. She's the one who's making this so difficult. Aha, well, here goes nothing. Well, that explains a couple glitches. I don't want to do the reset file. Happy Thoughts image. Creepy as fuck. Good to know. Text document. Can you hear me? In all caps. There's a little devil inside all of us. Beneath their manufactured perception. Their I cannot talk. Words are hard. Their artificial reality is a writhing, twisted mess of dread, loathing, judgment, elitism, self-doubt, all thrashing to escape the feeble hold of their host, seeping through every little crevice they can find, into their willpower, starving them of all motivation and desire, into their stomach, forcing them to drown their guilt in comfort food, or into a newly opened gash in their skin, hidden only by the sleeves of a cute new shirt. Such a deplorable, tangled mass is already present in every single one of them. That's why I choose not to blame myself for their actions. All I did was untie the knot. Kinda creepy. We've got attributions, text. Holy, there's a lot in here. Are these just, they're all just like copyrights. Are these all just, is this credits? I'm gonna assume this is credits and I don't care. Internal. Note. Insecure directory. Text doc. This is a scratch disk. Do not use it to store sensitive or permanent things. Also, hi Zilla. If you need access to files from the encrypted file share, copy them to your disposable drive and plug it directly into the thin client. Do not copy them here. Ria is working on setting up a proxy mail server so we can have proper remote communication without having to worry about the higher-ups. Keep everything offline until then. Signed, Paula. Backup. Test. File copy test from disposable drive to thin client. Okay. Meeting notes. 1. Updated development timeline, new tasks, test cases for new genetic model, server time optimization idea, automatic data collection. Data migration to encrypted file share Monday. Some roadblocks. RO on VM2, everyone else on VM1 for data collection. Ideas for data search types, visual renders, audio data, VM environment changes, persistent variable tamperings, timestamps. Parsing thought patterns, no excessive server time needed. Meeting over time. You know who went on too many tangents again. I need to be more assertive about staying focused. And then the system folder has a ton of shit in here. Tower keys file. Access keys found so far from tower rotation. Key pair 1 gear. 240 a clock time. 221 a 3-digit number combination somewhere. Key pair 2 boat. Spaceship. Question marks? Profit? I don't know. Set map. Unable to do that. No fast mem. Nope. Merge mem. Init printer. Format. Fix fonts. Unknown file type. Disk copy. CLI. They're all unknown file types. Alright, well, what's in number 5? And 5 again. Constantly 5. Alright. 4. Oops. Hold on. Alright, so we got 5. Oh, wait, hold on. 2, 2, 1, right? Okay, hold on. We just had some numbers. So 2, 2, 1. Haha! There is something here. Okay. I just got a 3-digit code. I know these things. What? Unable to open. Unknown error. Please try again later. Well, fuck you too. Got me all excited. Oh, and this was created the last time I played the game too. Fascinating. Alright, well, back to my brute forcing everything. So 554. Ooh, I can hit the backspace key. Alright. So 4. Oh, there's only 4 numbers in this one too. 3, 5, 4, 3, 1. One of these is gonna have something in it. Now I'm excited to find out what. 2. The music's interesting too. Wouldn't worry about going through every number. Not sure if those have much. Alright. I just get stuck on these little tasks. Alright. What about game then? Scripts. Unable to open. Poem words. Sayori's. Winning words. Natsuki's words. Not really sure what it means to have the 231 or 132 going on there. Unless that's like for poem 1. No, because they all have like. So we got Yuri, Natsuki, and Sayori's. Purple Panda! Hi, Red Panda. Hi, Steve. Those might be handy. Well, I'm trying to figure out if how I want to retain this information. Do I take pictures? Do I do screenshots? I don't know. I also realized that I need to mute something so that I stop being as distracted. Because notifications are the biggest distraction for me. That's why my phone is always muted. Let's do that. Perfect. Okay. Ba-dum-bum-bum. File format, Word, S point, N point, Y point. Interesting. And of course can't just like copy paste these, that would be ridiculous. Oh here, you know what? I'm just gonna do like on my phone just like a little video clip and then I can just scroll through it and then do a quick glance. Hopefully. We're gonna cheat. And I'm sure it's gonna get called out because this game is pretty meta, it seems like. But I will embrace my cheating save scummery ways. Did I see... They did AC Lego? I think I saw something about that. They're doing Lego like everything now. I don't know. I do like the Lego franchise humor. Alright, we're just gonna scroll. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Because I'll be able to pause and go frame by frame through this. So it doesn't really matter too much, as long as I don't just like super fast spam my way through this. It's so fucking long. Why are there so many words? Okay, that's it. Neat. And then... just gonna do a quick edit on you. And make it so you have absolutely no sound. Save! Much as I love my voice, we don't need to have a echo nonsense going on. Okay, and then you can stop for now. What are words? The words are the poem prompt words in Winning the Affections, because this is also a dating sim, I think. Getting them to approve a poem that I'll be composing. Saves. It's a couple different saves. Characters. I have Monica, but I can't open it. Natsuki can't open that. Yuri can't open that. And then we've got some side stories. Stories of friendship that are unrelated to the events of the main game. To get all 6 side stories, for writing poems for different characters and viewing their special scenes in DDLC. Which is part of the main game and also part of the potential horror stuff that supposedly this game will get into. So yeah. I don't know, do I do the side stories now, or are those a thing I do later? People who have played this game, who I assume is just Eldritch Cody. Why are you so loud? Okay, so like there's like a full playthrough. I haven't quite reached yet then. Cause I mean I've gone to the end a couple times. Alright, we'll just go into the DLC then. Wee. It's not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. Oh my goodness. That is a corrupted file right there. Can I load a game? Sort of, not really. Alright, let's try a new game. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that. But I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average, while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation. Clubs. There really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club. Amy? Oh, Jesus Christ. Hi, Monica. Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has. Monica smiles sweetly. We didn't know each other. Well, we rarely talked, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic. Basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little... What did you come in here for, anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. Do you know if there's any construction paper in there? Or in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? About that. I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah, to be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. It feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature? That sounds kind of dull. How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Yeah, I could see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. And besides, a member's a member, right? Did Monica say she? Hey, Amy, by any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but... In that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could at the very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please? I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica? Sure, I guess I could check it out. Aha, awesome! You're really sweet, Amy, you know that? Yeah, I know, I'm such a nice guy. It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important. And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. And weird glitches. I dejectedly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm gonna move my monitor in front of me so it's easier to check the chat if anybody chats at me. Nope, that's not where I wanted to be. That's where I want to be. I know how to push buttons. I'm good at button pushing. Sort of, sometimes. But Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door. I'm back! And I brought a guest with me. Oh my god. Girl one goes, eh? A guest? Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Amy. All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls, who are all, I was told, over the age of 18. Just to say, disclaimer on that. When I first put up the game, that's what it told me. So let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not. Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes her look like a first-year student. Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president. It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki. Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So I ran into Amy in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. You know, I should just regender all these pronouns to maybe match my own. They decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica, didn't I tell you to let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him. In that case, I should at least make some tea, right? Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Amy? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens the closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica. So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but we'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it's my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people, or that's me. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. It must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new, especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events, like the festival, that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Also, just for funsies, I'm going to see what happens when I try to save the game a bit. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess. Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle. You keep a whole tea set in this classroom? Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book? I guess. Don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you. That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I meant that, I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but I at least enjoy tea. I'm glad. Yuri smiles faintly to herself in relief. So, Amy, what kinds of things do you like to read? Well, considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that. Manga? I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess. Well, that can change. What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile. Anyway, what about you, Yuri? Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. Just gonna get some water. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seemed so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately. Yeah, I read a horror book once. I desperately grasp something I can relate to at the minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock. Man, that hits a little close to home. I'd expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality. Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. I too have heard of books. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment. I hate horror. Oh, why's that? Well, Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second. Never mind. That's right, you usually like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? What? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looked like you were working on a poem called... Don't say it out loud! And give that back! Fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No! Natsuki averts her eyes. You wouldn't like them. Ah, not a very confident writer yet, eh? I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart. Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example and help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri. We all sit in silence for a moment. Hey, I just got an idea. How about this? Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monika. Let's all go home and write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll all share them with each other. That way everyone is even. I thought it was a good idea. Well, I think you're right, Monika. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I needed to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Amy? Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that? Now that they've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time. I never said I would join this club. Monika may have convinced me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and... I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes. But... I'm sorry, I thought... The girls exchange glances before Monika turns back to me. I guess I need to tell you the truth, Amy. The thing is... we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival... I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls... Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club. One by one, the girls' eyes light up. Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Amy? Yeah. It could be fun, right? You really did scare me for a moment. I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Amy, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share. Monika looks over at me once more. Amy, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah. Can I really impress the class star Monika with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set. I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait. With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the 3 girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course Monika. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of the girls. All right. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight. The shirt keeps riding up. supposed to sit lower down. Eek. That's better. Alright, time to work on a poem. I have unlocked a special poem. Would I like to read it? Yes. Stare at the dot to reveal a special message. I feel like this is one of those, like, early thousands jump scare things. I love you. I love you too, poem. For being nice, right? Okay. I feel like I'm Ginny in the Chamber of Secrets, and there's just this, like, book talking to me now. Alright, so who am I trying to woo here? Let's see. So we've got Sayori, Natsuki, Yuri. You know what? I want to do Yuri. Alright, so... I'm kind of curious how this works. Brace myself. Yuri's a wild ride. Awesome. Excellent. Okay. So far I'm not really seeing any of these words. Let's see. All right. Do 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 do. Basically, any long, dark-themed word should do it. Alright. Well, I'm kind of curious just, like, what the numbers mean behind it, too. And I'm trying to see if I can match up things. Alright, so contamination is listed with 113. Alright. I'm guessing depression's on this list, but we're gonna find out. I'm keep trying to scroll up and down like it's a regular, like, phone list. I have to go left to right. And it is not. Alright. I don't think on there. What about explode or unending? Explode, unending, depression. I'm just gonna do this a little bit more. Explode is. Unending is as well. Explode has a 1, 2, 3. Unending has a 2, 1, 3. So maybe that's worth more points. Like it's worth 2 points. I don't know. I don't really know what the numbers between the commas mean. I wish I did. Alright. We'll do unending. And then probably unrestrained. Fuck it, duck. Get back here. Yeah, unrestrained's on there. Okay. I know Graveyard's on there. Because I've seen it a million times. Unstable maybe was on. Ah, fucking buttons. Do 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 do. Captive, incapable. At least they have good repetitive music. Loops well. Oh yeah, incapable. There we go. Well, none of these seem like that. I don't know, is time on here then? Aura? No. Okay, hold on. Oh, Captive is on the list, okay. Ooh, time is. I'm gonna get called out for cheating hard, I bet. This game seems meta enough to do that. Variants. Alright, Badger's behind me. You can actually kind of see him back there. Alright, so... Vitality? Nope. Existence. And after I managed Vertigo. Vertigo. No, Disarray's on here. Perfect. Alright. We're halfway, oh, almost halfway through. Some of these I'll hopefully, like, remember as I go through. Do 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 do. I feel blind sometimes. My eyes skip over things. I feel like I should have seen one of these words on this list by now. The Graveyard, Desire. Get to breathe the tone. Insight, Melancholy, Horror, Frightening. Anxiety, Meager. Journey. Anti-portrait, Unrestrained. Covet. Nope. Raindrops, Unending. Universe, Time. Eternity, Infinite. Despise, Disown. Electricity. Climax. Sensation, Lust. Pleasure. Explode, Cage. This is gonna bother me. Ah, my god. There's no long, dark-themed words in this. That's the thing. I can't just, like, pick one either, it feels like. And I have to get 20 out of 20. If you get at least 15, you're good? Okay. Well, that's good to know. We're gonna go with hopeless, then. Oh, horror's on the list. I know that one. I know Starscape's on the list. I've seen it a million times. Crimson's on that list. See, like, it's just that one was hanging me up. Okay, Breathe was on the list. Was it Landscape or... Portrait Landscape. Yes, Landscape. Pretty sure I saw Inferno on here too. Maybe it was Infinite. Nope, Inferno's on there. Melancholy. I feel like one of the things was Eternity. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Oh, Whirlwind is. There we go. Raindrops was. And Electricity. I remember reading off that one. There we go. Alright. And then, like, as I was doing that, like, some of my eyeliner got, like, a little bit of my eye. Hi again, Amy. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Well, I'm back at the Literature Club. I was the last to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. Thanks for keeping your promise, Amy. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you. Making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it? That was interesting. She kind of, like, bounced in weirdly. And ghostly-like. But... Oh, come on. Like, he deserved any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you plan to just come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga... something in the room, like she's above the... Natsuki find herself stuck between saying Monica and manga. She was blocking the text. It was really hard to read that. Manga is literature! Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Amy. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Also. Okay. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have interest in picking up a book to read? Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now. It only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Well, wait, I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. Ah, no, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention even if you don't usually read. And we could, you know, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? Dude, no. She's not accidentally being cute here. She's aware of how... She's like a cat, I'm sure. She knows how cute she's being. She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much. Guy's just blind. Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this. I enthusiastically take the book. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expected Monika to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet. I'm really curious to talk to Yuri a little bit more, but at the same time I would feel bad for distracting her from reading. I catch a glimpse of the cover of her book. It looks like the same book that she lent to me. More than that, she seems to be on the first few pages. Ah. Crap. I think she noticed me looking at her. She sneaks another glance at me and our eyes meet for a split second. But that only makes her hide her face deeper in her book. Sorry. I was just spacing out. I mutter this, sensing I made her uncomfortable. Oh, it's fine. If I was focused, then I probably wouldn't have noticed in the first place. But I'm just rereading a bit of this, so... That's the book you gave me, right? Mm-hmm. I wanted to reread some of it. Not for any particular reason. Just curious how you come to have 2 copies of the same book. Oh, well, when I stopped at the bookstore yesterday... that's not what I meant. I mean, I just happened to buy 2 of them. I see. There's something fairly obvious here that Yuri isn't telling me, but I decided to let it go. I'll definitely start reading it soon. Also, I have fucking hair going after my eyeball. Better. Alright. I'm glad to hear. Once it starts to pick up, you might have a hard time putting it down. It's a very engaging and relatable story. Is that so? What's the story about anyway? Well... I look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol on the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixing them to... Oh, that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. Not the thing about the limbs. Jesus, Yuri's spoilers. And, that's kind of not a red flag at all. It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came from nowhere. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, Amy? No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry. I hope so. Yeah, I totally forgot that Yuri's into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at a life from a strange new perspective. Or look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people and we're all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? No, not again. I'm sorry. Hey, don't apologize. Got a little weird. I haven't lost interest or anything. Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel I should let you know that I have this problem. When I let things like books and writing fill my thoughts... Oh, shit. My whole body does something, and that went by way too fast for me to actually read it, but I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. Nah! Dan Silverknight is now following. Thank you for the follow. Welcome to the chat. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. But please stop me if I start talking too much. Or, you know, bend the space of reality. I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. That's all that means. The least I can do is listen. Maybe you won't chop off my limbs later. It's a literature club after all. Oh, Act 2. Nice. Yeah, Sayori, I think her name was, got, a little dead and then deleted from files. So, we're using the cheat sheet list, and I went after Yuri's words since they were in there. Most of them anyway. I think there might be one page that didn't have any options, but... that's, well, that's true. Sayo who? Exactly. In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right? Or no, that was me. I might as well get started reading it, right? What the fuck? She just morphed into another person again. Yes, I mean, you don't have to, but... what are you saying? Let me just get the book. I quickly retrieved the book that I'd put into my bag. Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right? I slip into the seat next to Yuri's. Yeah. Look at her sweating. Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive. I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. I'm definitely not thinking about chopping off all your limbs. That is, reading in company with someone. I see. Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything. You know, by talking at you constantly, like I am. Alright. I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means by reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulder as I read. That would be discomforting for me, but, you know, whatever. It's not but it's not a particularly bad thing. It may be a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead. So sorry! I was just bathing in the feeling of something. Oh my god, that went super weird. You really apologize a lot, don't you? I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean... Here, this should work, right? I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's, then hold my book more between the two of them. This is like the Literature Club version of sharing your earbuds with somebody. That was how you knew someone liked you back in the day, if you shared a set of earbuds. I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Once we each lean in a little bit, our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hands to hold the book open. I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page. Here. Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger. I do the same with my right arm on the right side of the book. That way I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb and after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this... Totally hygienic, but who cared? Sharing some earwax in high school. Right? COVID wasn't a thing then. Yeah, I don't... Like, the idea now grosses me the fuck out. But, like, back then... Yeah, you just scraped the earwax off and then you get to listen to what they were listening to. But yeah, problem with this, like, but in holding it like this... We're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision. Are you ready? Ah! What? Oh, yeah, to turn the page? Ah, yeah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second. Not by, you know, your eye purples staring at me or anything. I glance over at Yuri's face again and our eyes meet. Wow, I predicted that one pretty easily. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. That's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do. Since you've been so patient with me... Yeah? Thanks. We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb, gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb. Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit. Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not. Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all that. Huh. That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her. True love, indeed. Something else? Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet, so I don't know why that came into my head. Yuri, are you feeling alright? Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading. You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing's a little... My breathing? Yuri puts her hand on her chest as if to feel her heartbeat. You know, her heartbeat, not her lungs. Because breathing... I don't know. Whatever. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water. Alright. Don't push yourself. Reading is hard stuff, you know. Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom. What on earth was that about? Amy, did something happen just now? I have no idea. Yuri was acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh, no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. Nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. This club is fucking weird. Anyway, why don't we start with sharing our poems with each other? Oh, shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? I was just asking. I stand up. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, then slip it back into my bag, because bookmarks are for squares, apparently. Man, whenever I was reading a book and I needed to mark my place, like, any random scrap of paper, really, receipt, anything I could get my hand on was fair game to be a bookmark. And I had an abhorrence for anybody who dog-eared their books. Now I care a little less, but it was adamantly like a thing that I cared about back then. But am I going after Natsuki or Monika first for my poems? Let's save Monika for last. We're gonna do Natsuki. Excuse me, also, I have snot. It's great. You always hated folding pages? Well, I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first. So here we go. I have no idea what I wrote out. I only picked like 20 words. And I fill in the rest of the blank later, I guess. You're just staring at each other here now. What the fuck was that? Her eyeballs just popped out. And there was a sound. I shouldn't laugh. There's a sound effect for it too. Just. Oh my god. Okay, this is, totally normal things that happen in the literature club, I guess. Amy, if you're not gonna take this club seriously, then go home. What? Harsh. What, you expect me to believe that you actually put effort into this? Do you think I'm stupid? I'm not a writer. Maybe it's not very good, but yeah, I did put in effort. We all start somewhere, right? If you're still proud of the first poem you ever wrote, then I'd like to read it. Painful to think about? Fine. Well, sorry. You'll get better anyway. I tell you what to improve, but you're better off just trying again. Fair enough. Well, to each their own, I guess. Anyway, I guess I gotta share mine now. Knowing you, you'll probably think it's stupid. I mean, this looks very similar to our first poem last time. Eagles can fly, monkeys can climb, crickets can leap, horses can race, owls can seek, cheetahs can run, eagles can fly, people can try, but that's about it. Nice and simple. And about animals. Yeah, I told you that you weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff. So people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read, but it hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like, I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then made it fall flat on purpose. It helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something. Didn't expect that from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, guess not. I decided to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, except that they're all over 18, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Man, who should I show my poem to next? It's a real tough one. Monica, I guess. Hi, Amy. Having a good time so far? I'm gonna take some water, Jesus. Over an hour of talking already. Ugh, I'm gonna blow my nose too. One moment. Alright, I think we're doing better now. A little better anyway. So, having a good time so far? Yeah. Good, glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind. Of course I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in. Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Don't worry, Amy. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier that we'll all learn to get past soon. Yeah, that's true. I hand Monica my poem. Great job, Amy. I was going, oh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way, it always counts when I put in some effort. That's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism. Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head that it's probably a much more interesting place for her. But that's why she gets so happy when you treat her with a lot of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Why is this passive-aggressive bullshit coming from Monica? Like earlier, I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time. Suddenly, the door opens. Yuri! I'm back. Did I miss anything? Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other. Already? I'm sorry for being late. No need to apologize. We still have plenty of time, so I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed. Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poem now. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims to not be very good. Well, that's because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So what do you think? It's very freeform if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not really the right person to ask for feedback. It's okay. Yeah, that kind of style has gotten pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say that I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on the paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big, dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Not weird at all. Alright, well, man, who should I show my poem to next? I have so many options here. Let's go with Yuri. Excuse me. She blushes. As Yuri reads the poem, I notice her eyes lighten. Exceptional. What was that? Oh, did I just say that out loud? Yuri covers her mouth, but then ends up covering her whole face. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? Yuri takes a breath. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? Yuri stares at me blankly, then looks at my poem again. Well, I know that. I just meant, Yuri trails off, unable to find an excuse. She traces her fingers along the words in the poem, as if breaking it down more thoroughly. Yeah. Okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers, and having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form-fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice, and learning by example, and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. I'm not sure if Yuri's apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if that's a rare opportunity for her. Which itself is kind of funny, I suppose. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? Oh, right, she's got the fancy script writing, so Ghost under the light. The tendrils of my hair illuminate beneath the amber glow. Bathing. It must be this one. The last remaining streetlight to have withstood the test of time. The last yet to be replaced by the sickening blue-green hue of the future. I bathe, calm, breathing air of the present but living in the past. The light flickers. I flicker back. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. I didn't mention her handwriting at all. I don't know what you're talking about. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. That's a relief. Also, I liked the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short? I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Amy. Really? I must have totally missed the point. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost. Lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left without nothing. Or soon to be left with nothing. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. You know what? Let's do another save for funsies. Yours was impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. Oh, you know, I was really nervous about doing all this. But in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm gonna keep doing my best for you, Amy. Me too. For me. I'm gonna do my best for me. Phew. I guess that's everyone. I glance around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated. It's as if everyone was judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. Man, we keep stressing that point. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika is writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. I need some more water. So much talking. I know I usually talk a lot of my streaming anyway, but not like this dedicated, just straight talking. Alright, bear with me. Alright, there, cleared my throat a little bit. Should help. But they gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly. What's with this language? Did you say something? Oh, it's nothing. Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand. I guess you could say it's fancy. Ah, thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple of suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monica liked it, and Amy did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet. And Amy likes my poem too, you know? He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Amy appreciates my advice more than he appreciated yours. And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Amy started showing up. Natsuki! Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you! Taking out your own insecurities and others like that. Okay, this is getting creepy. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you want to be edgy, bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Whoa, be careful, you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Amy hear everything you really think. I'm sure they'll be head over heels for you after this. Suddenly Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing there. Amy, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. How do I get in this bit? Oh my god, that went by so fast. I don't know what I'm choosing. I'm gonna pick Yuri. I want to pick Yuri. Oh, we're zooming in. Wow, they're just super zooming in. Hi, Monica. How's it going? We're just staring. Hey, Amy. Why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Some presidents I am, right? I can't even confront my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes. Well, I mean, you did just, like, shove yourself in the front of everything, so I think you're being pretty assertive. You know, Monica, don't worry about it. But I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead. Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom, blushing, and her face turned away. She quickly runs away. Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Amy, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monika. You can go first, Monika. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. And then she starts blushing and being quiet. She's like, well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. It kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. Oh, it's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Amy. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble. Oh my god, that scared the shit out of me. Oh, and now we're making a new choice book pages choice thing. Alright, well, landscape. Captive. Probably extreme. Melancholy. Rain cloud. Portrait. Oh, cool. We've got bunch of symbols. Contamination. Uncontrollable. Variance. I don't think I want to pick the jarbled nonsense one. I'm pretty curious about what might happen though. Assuming the game lets me reload something. Oh. Okay. It moved a little bit. Okay, it's hopping around a little bit. That's fine. You can do that. That's totally fine. You just hop around in the corner and stay there. Cage, that was on the list. Little pixelated hopping thing there. It's wonderful. It's great. It's contained in the corner, though, at least, it seems like. So, that's cool. You can just stay over there. Cool. So another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. Got a little more comfortable over here over the past couple of days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Oh, just boobs. Splinched boobs. From reading some Harry Potter, so obviously she tried disapparating and then splinched herself into the classroom. But, welcome back, Amy. Hi. Partial Yuri. I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression. But the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Oh, good. She's all here now. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at a desk. Surprisingly, Monika isn't here yet. Suddenly, Yuri takes my arm and pulls me to the corner of the room. Something about that expression. About yesterday. I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well. Yuri, I'm happy that you were considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we were just a little extra sensitive because it was our first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. And now that you're apologizing, I know you really didn't mean it. Huh. Amy, don't say those kinds of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad that you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything's a little bit brighter with you around and... sorry, what am I saying right now? Hey, have you guys seen Monica? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man. Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either? Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't. Geez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that? Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So... Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you? I feel like these are... someone trying to rewrite the story kind of a thing. Those black word texts. But I'll accept your apology anyway if it helps you feel much better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear since I was always afraid you secretly hated me or something like that. No, not at all. I don't hate you. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. Natsuki turns to me. You're still on trial, though. Hey. Suddenly, the door swings open. Sorry, I'm super sorry. Ha, there you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I kind of just lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano. Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica. Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet. Still, that must require a lot of dedication. So I'm still impressed. Well thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's... Monica looks at me. Well, I am working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Amy. And she shoves everybody else out of frame and smiles sweetly at me. I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry, I was hoping that I could share it with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see. I'm not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me. In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So I didn't miss anything, did I? Not really. I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us talked about. Goodness. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Amy, since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if you would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club. Yeah, definitely. I planned on it anyway. Okay. Can we start now? Let's find a place to sit. I am being a little forceful, aren't I? I am sorry. My heart just won't stop pounding for some reason. Don't worry about it. If anything, it's nice to see you have so much energy. Yeah, but I need to try and calm down. I won't be able to focus on reading like this. Take your time. Yuri takes a deep breath, then pulls a copy of the book out of her bag. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first? Not at all. Thanks very much. If there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second? Sure. Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle. I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, then I'll go get some water. She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. Not at all like a creep. But to my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Definitely not like a creep. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. We're definitely getting into this, I guess, this Amy persona of mine. Okay, may I have the water pitcher? Thanks, I'll be right back. I might as well walk with you. That's okay. You stay here. It won't take long. Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom. Ah, did Yuri leave you again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding. 10 minutes later. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her. Let's see. The most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. So I start heading down the hallway. Some question marks say. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. A sharp inhale. Oh, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner, and I peer around it. Yuri? Oh, and her arm is all sliced the fuck up. Yeah. Oh. We're rewinding. And it was like she was never in the hallway. That was a whole bunch of, like, all the text that went by was just, like, all the dialogue we'd already gone through. In reverse. And the rewinding sound effect. So, cool. Someone's definitely trying to rewrite the story here. But I'm back. Thanks for waiting patiently. Amy, do you like oolong tea? Yeah. Anything is fine. Very well. Yuri sets the temperature on the kettle to 200 degrees. Now it's time to get the teapot. You really do this properly, don't you? Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even if I'm not an expert on tea or anything. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed. Oh, I apparently read one of the words in voice wrong. Ah, but perhaps I will. I'll be impressed. I was just mimicking her. It's fine. Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself. You must be in a good mood now. Is that so? I was letting it show, and you noticed. I was doing a bit of thinking, and I decided that I would try expressing myself a little bit more. It turns out it's not very hard for me to do. When it's you around, when it's you who's around anyway. Ah, that's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much. You're always worrying about me, Amy. It's very endearing. Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watch Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Amy, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today? Why? It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk. Ah, sorry, I didn't realize. No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it. Is that so? I wonder why that is. It's most likely because your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading. Probably from carrying the club. I mean, if she's anything like me, it's a lot of weight right here. It adds up on the back. But yes, I have terrible reading posture. That's why we should sit on the floor. Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book. I retrieve the book from my bag. Ah, I have some chocolate as well. It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I take it, since it'll go well with the tea, I assume. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hand that's not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. All of it. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper. Well, that's an accident waiting to happen. I'm gonna, like, pour tea all over my junk, aren't I? Ah, sorry. I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper. You can have as much as you want. Ah, that's okay. I won't take any. Huh? Are you sure? Well, if I touch it, then I might get smudges on the pages. Ah, you're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad. No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay? Are you sure? Of course. No, and then we've got this cool little snow of dandruff, probably, picture here of us zoomed in together. But Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have to... She holds it so that I don't have any harder of a time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case... Well, Yuri's already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy, pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips, as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Oh no, there's a little chocolate piece in her mouth too. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it. Huh? Yuri's expression suddenly breaks. Did I just... Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened. Amy? So sorry, I guess I shouldn't have done that. Yuri starts to breathe heavily. I can't... Amy... Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over, all over my junk. Amy... My heart won't stop pounding, Amy. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Amy? Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest. Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop. It even makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you. And she is giving me the up-down looks, it looks like. It's time to share poems. Hi, Monica. Well, let's do Natsuki first. Yeah, just as I thought. Amy, come on. I'm not stupid. I know how much time you've been spending with Yuri. It's obvious that you care more about impressing her than trying to improve your writing. To put it bluntly, it's kind of pathetic. Why are you even in this club, Amy? Honestly, I thought getting a new member would help everyone get more involved together, not exclude each other even more. This is such a stupid activity anyway. Look, I'm not in a good mood today, and I just really don't feel like talking right now. Please, go away. I imagine the Tina Belcher ha 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 noise that she makes. Yeah, I could see it. I don't know how to mimic that. My throat's a little... It's getting scratchy. I might have to pause at least this particular game soon. But I want to reach a good at least like milestone or checkpoint or whatever chapter end before I call it, so. Alright, Monica. Amy, I think you saw something earlier that you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you. Which shouldn't be a problem in itself, but when Yuri gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with a pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she just gets some kind of high from it. It might even be like a sexual thing. But the point is, you've kind of been enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault, though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So, I think if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. To put it lightly, I at least have it together in the head, and I know how to treat my club members. But anyway, you want to read my poem now? Getting some weird fucking vibes off Monica. I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too. Save me. The colors they won't. Bright, beautiful colors, flashing, expanding, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise that won't stop. Violent, grating waveforms. Squeaking, screeching, piercing, sine, cosine, tangent, like playing a chalkboard on a turntable, like playing a knife on a breathing rib cage. Something, something, something. Delete her. Well, someone's going a little crazy. Not that we'll say that to her face. That's how you get stabbed. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. Please help me. And I hit okay. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Alright, time to show my poem to Yuri. I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today. Stretched out silences, and then Yuri stares at the poem with a surprised expression on her face. Do you like it? Amy, this one might be even better than yesterday's. How did you even pick up on this so quickly? Just yesterday I was telling you the kinds of techniques worth practicing. Maybe that's why. You did a good job explaining. I really wanted to try giving it more imagery. Yuri visibly swallows. Even her hands appear sweaty. Ah, that makes me so happy. It's so amazing to feel like I'm valued, Amy. Everything that you write is a treasure to me. My heart pounds just holding it. I want to write a poem about this feeling. Is that bad, Amy? I'm not being weird, right? I'm having a harder time than usual at concealing my emotions. I'm kind of embarrassed. But right now, I just want you to read my poem too. Okay? Oh god, there's so much text here. Alright, we're good. Wheel. A rotating wheel, turning an axle, grinding, bolt head, linear gearbox, falling sky, 7 holy stakes, a docked ship, a portal to another world, a thin rope tied to a thick rope, a torn harness, parabolic gearbox, expanding universe, time controlled by slipping cogwheels, existence of God, swimming with open water in all directions, drowning, a prayer written in blood, a prayer written in time-devouring snakes with human eyes, a thread connecting all living human eyes, a kaleidoscope of holy stakes, exponential gearbox, a sky of exploding stars, God disproving the existence of God, a wheel rotating in 6 dimensions, 40 gears and a ticking clock, a clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet, a clock that ticks 40 times every time, a clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time, a bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world, a kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks, a time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions, breathing gearbox, breathing bolthead, breathing ship, breathing portal, breathing snakes, breathing God, breathing blood, breathing holy stakes, breathing human eyes, breathing time, breathing prayer, breathing sky, breathing wheel. So that definitely doesn't seem like the rambling of insanity. It doesn't really matter what it's about. My mind has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. That is, a pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like the way that it writes. So I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... Can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though. I have unlocked a special poem. Would I like to read it? Yes. Oh, good. That's... Happy thoughts, happy thoughts, happy thoughts. And... Oh my god. What now? So I guess that poem made me have fucking blood vessel pop in my eye or something. Okay, everyone. We're all done reading each other's poems, right? Oh, good. There's sound effects now. We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit at the front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Do we really have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members. That's a concern of mine as well. And then the day just fades out. Poem time? Horror time? This is a really long black screen. We're thinking about it. Unless I'm supposed to click. Nope. Oh god. Okay. Nope. I just blacked out for a bit. I don't really do well with last minute preparations. Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Amy joined, and we've started with some club activities. But this isn't the time for us to become complacent. We still only have 4 members. And the festival's our only real chance to find more, you know? What's so great about getting new members anyway? We already have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to feel the same feelings that brought you here in the first place. The Literature Club should be a place where people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else. It should be a place so intimate that you never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why we should work hard and put something together for the festival, even if it's something small. Right, Amy? Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Amy to agree with you just because he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monika, do you really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Amy joined. Excuse me. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. I have hiccups. And I'm not thrilled by this. And Amy isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, but you're really the only one who's so interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like this. I know you're president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once. Monika is clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words. That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Amy want to get more members too. Right? Yuri and myself, speechless. I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kind of indifferent. If I showed as much enthusiasm as Monika wanted, then I would probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue the situation... No. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club... It's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why did I think that everyone here saw it the same way as I did? But that doesn't mean that we're against... Oh, but that doesn't mean we're... I cannot talk, my god. But that doesn't mean that we're against getting new members or anything. Amy, why did you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? Well... That's not really something I can be honest about, is it? In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice to join, or given a choice not to join. Monica sits down and stares at her desk. What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake? Now you've done it, Natsuki. What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest? It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that. You don't understand me at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't many other places like that for me. And now Monica wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Amy, it's not the same. It won't be the same with the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, then I could have just joined any other stupid club. But this one, I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice. Natsuki starts packing up her things. I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now. Natsuki. Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out of the classroom. She's speechless and goes, This is bad. I don't know what to do. Well, do you have an opinion on the festival? I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about that obnoxious brat? So we have this, internal dialogue going. I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now, and I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. Nobody would cry if she killed herself. Jesus Christ. Oh, and then the eye started bleeding. I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. But what about you, Amy? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monica. I decide giving an indirect answer is better than nothing. I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along. And for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what will end up making the literature club a special place. I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing, stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So, if you would like to help Monica with the festival, then I'm on your side as well. Alright, well, maybe we can all talk to Natsuki tomorrow. Yuri nods. Hey, Yuri. Huh? I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president. And also a wonderful friend. Monica, I wanted to do everything I can to make this the best club ever, okay? Me too. Yeah, let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow. Okay, I look forward to it. Shall we go, Amy? Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Amy before we leave. Just to see what they think of their time here and all that. It's important to me, as president. Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest. Okay. I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Monica waves as Yuri exits the classroom. Phew, things have been a bit hectic lately, haven't they? Amy, I just wanted to make sure you were enjoying your time at this club. I would really hate to see you unhappy. I feel kind of like I'm responsible for that as president. And I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Natsuki is and everything, and Yuri being a little bit, you know. Sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird, because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only been a couple of days, but sorry, I didn't mean to say something weird. There are just some things I've been hoping to talk about with you. Things I know only you can understand. So that's why, wait, no, not yet. No, stop it. No, stop it. And then it's poem time. But I think my voice is actually kind of giving out, so I'll save the game here, I think. And then come at this again, maybe later tonight after I give my voice a break, but otherwise, I don't know. Next time, I'm up to doing a whole bunch of reading in one solid chunk. But the game is still weird, for sure. Definitely still dating sim vibes with also things are fucked up vibes. Fun stuff. But yeah, if you're watching now, if you're watching later, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for being here. Hope you have a good day, afternoon, morning, or night, whatever it may be. And thanks for all the reading. Thank you. Yes. Hope you all have a good one.